Yeah. It's amazing how many times I do this. So I did a whole half an hour on this title. Beautiful title. So excited about it. Tell you about it in a second. But first, let me tell you a quick story. You want to hear? Here you go. Recorded about 40 whole minutes. 40 minutes. I mean, went in, did all the shit. Talked the shit, gave the details of the book, all of that. Going in. Looking at him like, yeah, okay, it's time to turn it off. Let me. Nothing. I recorded nada. Zero. Got no XP. So, we're starting over from scratch. Oh, man. Welcome to Transmissions from the Dark. My name is Carl Duncan. I am the creator of Dark Gear Comics. And this, my friends and fellow gearheads, that is 505 in the House of Nine. It's one of my favorite books. It's so magic oriented and the story is so fucking visceral. It just deserves that accolade. Now the story, how the story came to be, was a story that I heard from my ex, a woman that I was dating very seriously. And I just felt like the comic book, not funny, but comic book vibes in there. And she was like, well, how would you make it a comic book? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, there's so many parts in this story that can be a fucking comic book that would be a very dope ass comic book, right? So at first she didn't see it. So once I got the plugging and playing a little bit, she was like, oh my God, yeah. And then 505 in the House of Nine was born. And there was this plot of land, 505 was a plot of land. And it was a beautiful home. It was up for sale for a long time. Nobody would buy it, but it was $1 million home, believe it or not. 9 came later, but 9 in the story is actually way more interesting than that part of the story anyway. The story centers itself around our main character. Her name is Aura. And Aura is abused in a lot of different ways. Physically by her mother, a neighbor does some dumb, terrible things to her as well. But Aura's little. She's helpless in a lot of different ways. But the one saving grace that Aura has is her grandmother, her Gigi. Her Gigi also happens to be someone that she looks to and she says, you know, this woman is so magical, so sweet, just pure. There's a reason for that. It's because Gigi happens to be a guardian of what's known as the Cosmos deck. Now the Cosmos deck has been, it's a cosmic tarot deck. It is linked to the fabric of the cosmos, obviously, right? So she herself is actually part of that, but she's also the guardian of it. You know, she's giving Aura like little hints here and there. She's growing up. So you're special, you're this, you're that. You know, always keep that in mind. Follow your gut, follow your feelings, follow your intuition, yada yada yada. So she's giving her those starter kit things to go off, those starter kit rules and terms to go off of. And she's like, okay, well, what the hell? So then finally, you know, all these bad things that happened to Aura, now she can finally defend herself because she feels this power welling up within her. She doesn't know what that is, right? So Gigi passes away. On her 10th birthday, she gets a gift from Gigi after she passes. It's a little box and she finds a letter and Gigi's explaining to her what her purpose is going to be from here on out. She pulls out a card and Gigi is the Empress card in the Cosmos deck. So now it's on her to, you know, collect these cards and keep them safe because Gigi knows that somebody else is in pursuit of the Cosmos deck, and it's something that's an old, ancient, dark evil. He's called the Man in Black, and he's been here. As much as this planet has been forming, he's been a part of this motherfucker, looking for the Cosmos deck, and he's found more of the cards are actually near and around or on Earth. He's not alone. He's also being accompanied by the Judgment card, which is crazy because he's dark. He's that deceptive. He's that evil. He's that dark that he's manipulated the Judgment card into following you and saying this is the sound judgment as he captures and procures these cards from the Cosmos deck. Meanwhile, you have Aura on the other side who's going through her life. Now she's lost her grandmother. She's lost her mother. Her father who's not there. Her father passed away. Now there's a plot twist on her dad too as well that gives her even more ability. She's lost her way in a lot of these ways, and so she's now ward of the state. So, you know, she's angry, she's frustrated, she's been abused in a lot of, like I said, a lot of different ways she's been abused. And she's just trying to work through those emotions, you know, and trying to stay away from the dark side of things, but also try to cultivate the light through that darkness. She's learning spell work, she's learning magic. Most of it she's getting honest. She hears her Gigi some of the time, you know, she's still connected to that portion, but it's not coming through loud and clear, you know what I mean? So so she's still navigating through those, and in that navigation she runs into 9. 9 is actually a being. 9 is a culmination of 9 different tarot cards that are in the major arcana. As the Cosmos deck split, those 9 cards decided that they were better together and merged into one being. Now he is relatively powerful because he's a culmination of this Cosmos deck. But he eventually runs into Aura and he falls in love with Aura. And it's not like, you know, your traditional love story per se, but you can tell that he's enamored with Aura. But he's on her side helping her to corral these Cosmos cards. If you know anything about tarot cards, you have a major arcana and minor arcana. Major arcana can be people or places. So you're going to be capturing people to put them back in the Cosmos deck, or you're going to be going to a place that is the tower, or, you know, that you're going to see the hermit, or you're going to see the fool, or, you know what I mean? So there's going to be different types of representations of those beings, right? So that's part of the fun of this whole thing that I love so much about this book. It's great that you run to the magic and the mysticism, but even having the tarot deck involved and making them actual people or actual places, I think that puts a different spin on that adds to the book and the aesthetic of the book and the story. Aura also has a couple of other people that tag along with her, Doris and Muhammad. Now Doris and Muhammad are brother and sister. One thing you'll learn about Dark Years is the majority of books are connected to each other. So Doris used to be a sender with Grayscale. And what a sender does is they send malevolent or benevolent beings up to be judged. But also she has an ability of her own that she can control the flow of your chakras, and stop you from undo. She can manipulate your energy by fighting and touching you and even energetically doing it. So she has a few different ways that she can manipulate your chakras. She is Hindi. Her brother is Muslim. Both of them are a result of a jinn commingling with a human. So her dad was a jinn. Their dad was a jinn. Their mother was a human. And so they both have certain abilities that they utilize to fight within the spirit world, right? So they couple with Aura on her adventures collecting these cards and fighting against the Man in Black. Now the Man in Black does not play nice. He does not play fair. He's manipulated judgment, for God's sake. So he can manipulate, he can also shapeshift, he can do a lot of things, and also he is a stone blood fucking killer, like cold blood killer, like he's not to be trifled with. So it's, you know, it's that, and then, you know, you have all of these things going around, them going on these adventures, or also playing in the dark side of things, and she gets kind of seduced to go that way with him for a minute. Like, there's just so much about this book that is so beautiful. The voice that it gives to healing from trauma and recognizing why you are the way you are because of the trauma that you've experienced, and what you're doing to get past that and become that light instead of, you know, being pulled towards the darkness, is something that I enjoy immensely about where this book is going to go. Another thing that I love about this book is I've actually done the tarot cards for this book for the major arcana. So this is going to be like one of the this is going to be the first comic in Dark Gear history that is going to actually have a tarot deck that you can use whenever you want to use it. Major arcana, minor arcana, you'll have an actual tarot deck that goes with the actual book. So the Cosmos deck is something that you can own. Also, you can go to darkgearcomics.com. You can see, some of the tarot cards there and their description and, their powers and abilities. Like, for example, the Hermit is actually a homeless guy. He's a bum. But once you see the Hermit, you can have port with the Hermit. He boom, and he's like this dude that wears all these white, these white robes, and he's in his throne, and like, but in your vision as a human being, you would see the Hermit as just a bum, but he's really like the fucking man. That's one thing I enjoy about this is that we can take something and make it tangible for gearheads to get their hands on and say, yo, I got the Cosmos deck. This book is dope. Yada yada yada. Like, listen, I'm gonna have a Cosmos deck. Trust and believe. Look, I don't fuck around. I get my own merchandise. I will buy my own merchandise. I don't care because I think it's cool to me. Like, fuck out of here. If you love it, you love it. But me, I'm going to love it. Trust and believe. I can't wait to have a Cosmos deck card in my hand, like cards. I can't wait. But that's one thing I think is going to be different because you can actually have a physical tarot deck from 505 in the House of Nine. So, and they're done. Like, they're all the way done. I just haven't. They need to be printed, and that's it. Round corners, all that good shit. Yeah, it's so dope to see. So there will be. You can see a good majority. I'm not gonna put all of them up there, but you can see a few of them. I'm gonna put Nine's cards up there. The cards that Nine is connected to will be online. Will be on the Dark Gear website as well. You can see them there. And yeah, man, like this book has me so excited in a lot of different ways because it's, for one, like I said, the tarot thing, how it addresses the trauma that Aura has experienced in her life and the healing journey that she's going on, and the back and forth between the struggle between that and still having to fight demons and having the demons come to fight you. Like, nobody ever talks about that shit. And it's just a different type of magical book, right? Generally, it's always, weeds are good and all that weird shit. But no, this is something that's realistic, and she's learning different types of magic. Like, it's not just, she's communing with Oshun and doing it. No, she's talking to different types of magical beings and people that help her along her way. Even some of the cards give her, nods to different magical abilities and what she can do with these abilities. So it all plays into a much bigger picture, a greater picture than even this comic book can hold. So, but being that this is a cosmic book, it's connected to the architect story too as well. So you have to pay this book a lot of attention. You have to pay these books that are connected to the overarching cosmic storyline. This is one of them. So I'm excited about 505 in the House of Nine. One of my babies, one of my favorites. I love it to the elf, and I want you to enjoy it and get your hands on it. Get your Cosmos deck, and you know what I mean. Get the shuffling and get on fucking TikTok and be like, wow, you're dropping cards everywhere. You start picking them up, the whole spiel. Do not use my Cosmos deck. I have a message for you. Don't do that shit with my Cosmos deck. Don't do that. I don't even want people to do that to me. Don't do that with my Cosmos deck. That is 505 in the House of Nine. I am Carl Duncan. I am the creator of Dark Gear Comics, and I thank you so much for your time, your energy, your patience. If you could do me 3 favors: like, share, subscribe. 3 free things. 3 free things. 3 free things. I would greatly appreciate that from you so much. I thank you so much for your time and energy, whether it's the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. I appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you so much. Peace and love.